Hey guys, Brian here.
What's up, guys?
MMA the hard way. My boy Jesse. Hey, we thought that we had taped everything for this week's episode, but man, all this 151 fiasco.
Changes.
Oh, crazy.
Just like the song.
So, I reached out to a buddy of mine. You probably know him, Spencer Lazara, and he's actually going to be calling in. He's on the scene, he's on the pulse of what's happening, and hopefully he's going to be able to provide some insight into just breaking down this whole 151 fiasco. Now, obviously, it's the first time in UFC's history where they have to cancel an entire event because one fighter gets injured. You know, you think about how many contracts are screwed up because they got 10, 11 guys, 10 fights or something.
The venue. The marketing,
20 guys, all the people. I mean, millions of dollars just gone because of a partial tear of an MCL. I think it is.
To Dan's defense, it could have still been saved.
Yes,
it could have still been saved, which will lead us into our little conversation.
Yeah. So,
what do we make out of Jon Jones?
Well, the way I look at it, Jon. Two things. He was risking not being, he's kind of if you haven't noticed, I think of him as being a super perfectionist. I mean, when you do laps, after you've trained all day, when you go to the swimming pool and do laps simply because you want to prepare yourself to deal with panic, he's dealing with like high levels of variations on what might happen. He's a perfectionist. He'll drill a technique a million times to get it right, and we see that. So the way I look at it is, he said no because he was not going to be able to be a perfectionist. However, he really revealed a part of himself in my mind that's like, dude, you had an opportunity to win over a ton of fans and say, look, I'm a company man. I'm behind the UFC. I'm behind the fans want to see me fight, and guess what? I think I'm such a legitimate badass in the cage. I can take on anyone that it doesn't matter. And the thing is, you think about it, he's not going up against another light heavyweight killer. He's going up against a guy that's going to be competing as a light heavyweight for the first time in since
long time.
Yeah, WEC or something?
Yeah.
What, with Philo? No, Philo was middleweight.
No, I think
it's been a while.
I can't even remember, but it's been a long time. Here's the thing, though. My take on this is like this. Dan and Chael are from the same school. They're the same camp, Team Quest, right? I mean, if anything, if it was the other way around where he was supposed to be fighting Chael got injured, and then Dan Henderson stepped in, okay, now he's got to worry about that H-bomb, the striking. I'm not knocking Chael striking, but we haven't seen this knockout power. I'm sure he has it, but we just haven't seen it. It hasn't been utilized. If anything, it would have been, I don't want to say an easier fight, but he wouldn't have to worry about the H-bomb. He should have just taken it. Plus, 8 days notice. How much preparedness could Chael could have done in those 8 days? Literally, all you have to do is just work out, stretch, and cut weight, and that's it. Yeah,
he really revealed just how much of a company man he is. I mean, he was quoted, just early last week as saying, basically I fight for the money. Well, okay. That's not that big of a deal, I'd say.
He's being honest.
Probably 99 out of 100 fighters fight for the money. But, you take a guy like Rich Franklin, that guy could lose his next fight. He's getting kicked out of UFC, and he's not going to lose one stinking fan.
Yeah.
That dude has proven himself. He's got such high character. And after this shit that Jones got into in New York with the DUI, it's like, hey man, your character's in question now anyway, so here's an opportunity.
Rashad said it many times that what you see is not what you see. But that's a whole different conversation. My thing is like this. I feel bad for the undercard fighters. Yeah. These guys that are up and coming, I read on a couple blogs that some of these guys are only making like 5,000-10,000. So this is their, like Chael said, some people are probably going to skip a dinner or two just to try and make ends meet because they got canceled on this card. Jon Jones makes a hell of a lot of money and he's okay to, skip a fight or two. But the guys that are up and coming, This is their livelihood. So now what? They're not going to fight. So they spend all this money on the training. They spend all this money on the camp. You know, supplements, all that stuff. Time away. Some of these guys actually work full-time to other jobs and take leave of absence or vacation to work out or whatnot.
They've already booked their flight.
They booked their flight, whatever. Now, what happens? If anything, now they're going to lose money. They're going to be in the hole because of one person. I mean, you had, and it's not to say no one wanted to step up. You had Anderson Silva wanted to step up and fight anyone except for Jon Jones at 205 to save the card. Yeah. You have, you know, they asked Machida's defense. It was just too early. He just got out of the fight. He was in the air when they actually caught up to him. You know, Vitor stepped up, you know, to fight him. You know, to fight him now. What's happening on the 22nd?
Yeah, in a few more weeks.
But some people Chael was the number one guy that stepped up and could have saved the card, and it would have been. I think the pay-per-view would have been great.
Yeah, because we're coming off this
and that's money that Jon Jones could have had for himself. You know, heck, Chael says, "I'll give you my purse."
Yeah, because see, before this happened, he was saying no, like, "Hey, you gotta earn it.
You gotta earn it."
That's at least what he was saying. Now it's like, oh, well, guess what? Dana and Lorenzo think he's earned it, or at least he's popular. He gets the popular vote, which, like it or not, that is part of getting placed on a big card. Is the fact that you got to be popular.
Whether you hate Chael or you like Chael, you would have still want to see the fight. If you hate him, you want to see his butt kicked, submitted, knocked out. If you love him, you're going to see him in a good fight, and you know he doesn't sit there and just dry hump you. He tries to pound you into the ground. Yeah,
but I mean he look what he did with Anderson first round.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I know that he got
he literally got momentary relapse of reasoning in the second round.
But you can't dismiss that first round.
No, you know what? He was the first one to show that Anderson Silva was human. You know, in the first fight. Granted, you know, ribs or whatnot, but he still showed that, you know, he showed the world that Silva's human, which no one else was able to do. But the biggest thing is, what my stickler is, that, you know what? It's the people on the undercards. You let the people on the undercards down. You let the fans down. Everyone loses. Everyone loses. Yeah. No one wins. No one wins. You know, and that's just disheartening because, you know what? Jon Jones could have been, whether, you know, company man or not, fans. He could have been like, you know what? I'll take the fight. Fans want to see me fight. They're going to see a fight. And that's that. You know, now I feel bad for Hendo because I hope that they're going to still give him the number one contendership when he comes back from his knee. Who knows? They might give him a tuner fight.
Yeah.
You know,
well, looks like Spencer's going to be calling in now. He just texted me. So, there he is. All right. I got you on Hey, Spencer.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, welcome to MMA the Hard Way. I appreciate you calling in on short notice. Hey.
No problem, buddy.
Yeah. Gosh, I mean, it's been such a crazy week. And, you know, we're just sitting here scratching our heads trying to make sense of it. And I read your article about, I know it wasn't like you broke the story, but you sure did provide a lot of insight. You know, that was the first time I heard about that they've actually got a new contract signed with for the Jones fight.
Yeah, you know, they offered it to a bunch of different people, and it seems like nobody wants to fight Jones, which is kind of ironic considering he didn't want to fight Sonnen.
Yeah.
Go figure.
That's amazing, huh? The entire UFC, the only guy in the UFC that said, please let me fight him, was a guy that hasn't fought at 205 in years. And
yeah, I mean, it's no surprise in Sonnen there, you know, he's got nothing to lose. I don't really understand why Jackson and Jon Jones would not just accept the fight. I mean, if you're a champion and you can't beat a guy who's not ready to go when you are ready to go on 8 days' notice, you know, you don't deserve the belt.
Yeah.
I just really understand it.
Amen.
So it really sucks. What really sucks is all the guys that were on the card, numerous guys that I know very well, that were on the card that now don't get to fight and have to wait for their fight.
Exactly. That's what Jesse was just mentioning.
Spencer, do they get paid?
Yeah, Spencer, yeah, Jesse was wondering if they get some sort of
compensation for Jones backing out. Do the undercard people make some kind of money, something for their livelihood?
What I read was that there's a stipulation from the Nevada State Athletic Commission that if an event gets canceled, they are owed their show first, or they either have to be put on the next card, which would be the Toronto card, September 22nd, or they get paid their show first.
Ah, okay, the show first. Yeah, I see.
So, yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yes, they can get their show first, and that's something. But most of these guys making 8 and 8 are only going to get their show. So they're not going to get a potential for a win or fight of the night type of bonus. Nor are they potentially a lot of sponsors are not going to pay them, and they make more money. Most of these guys make more sponsorship money than they do than their show first.
Yeah, like on the shirts and the hats that we see them wearing in the cage and stuff. Yeah, I got you.
Sponsors that stepped up and are paying anyway. There's some good sponsors that will pay anyway and be good like that. But for the majority, I would have to guess are not going to do so. So they get hurt there.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, Spencer, I really appreciate you calling in. So. I guess, one thing I noticed, I think, did you say that Vitor Belfort was preparing to fight Glover? But I thought that
I wrote it wrong. I think there. He was preparing to fight Rampage is fighting Glover.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have my news wrong. But, hey.
I just got confused there because he's fighting at light heavyweight now, and I got confused. I'm going to change that.
Yeah. Hey, no problem. I know what it's like. The thing that I have in my corner is I'm not a late-breaking news guy, so and you are, and it's really tough. And really appreciate it. And for those of you watching this, if you haven't checked out MMAinterviews.tv, take a look. Spencer Lazara is the man, and forget about Ariel Helwani. Spencer Lazara is your guy for all the UFC MMA news and great interviews. I really enjoyed working with you at Strikeforce, Spencer, and look forward.
I really appreciate your help there.
No problem, bro. All right, hey, well, we look forward to hearing how the rest of this pans out, and
the saga continues.
Yeah, have a great weekend, bro.
Sounds good. All right, guys, keep up the good work. I'll speak to you soon.
All right, bud.
Take
See
care.
ya.